Hey guys, I'm sorry about that. There was a bit of a distraction. But yeah, anyway, continuing with this part of the build log, I've just moved the PC to a better room because everyone's sleeping at the moment, and a day has passed since the first part of this video. So yeah, I thought that this room has much more light. This is where I normally do my videos. You'll probably notice because of the projector screen in the back. But anyway, it's not about the projector this video. It's about my build. Now, I've got it running like I did have it in the first part of this video, and I just wanted to give you a sound test so that you can know how loud it is while the pump is running. And the power supply, but I don't know if you're going to be able to hear the power supply. But yeah, anyway, this is how silent my pump is. It's got a bit of a rattling noise. I think that's because there's still a bit more of air left in my rig, and I think it's because my water's sort of getting murky, so I have to clean it out real soon and put my coolant in it. So that's why I decided to film this second part really quick. But yeah, anyway, here, have a listen. Yeah, that's mainly my power supply. My power supply. That's mainly my pump and nothing else. It's probably a bit of my reservoir. And at the beginning of that sound test, I sort of hit the side of the case. So that's why you heard a bit of scraping. But yeah, anyway, this is my rig. I've got the fans mounted on the top. Now these are the Corsair SP120s. These are the static pressure high performance ones, and I've got the GTX 360 rad from Hardware Labs, and that's about 54 mils. And as you can see, if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see very well or not. It sort of hangs down, but it doesn't hang down to an extreme extent. So it's the case, and inside the case it's still visually, you know, the aesthetics are amazing, even though the radiator is really thick. The radiator is glossy, as you can see. Anything else I can say about this rig? I'm just going to go through and name a couple of things. When you're using compression fittings, make sure you cut your tubing right, and make sure if you don't cut it right, if you use a blade like I had to use, make sure your tubing goes all the way up the compression fitting, and even if you have to bend it, just make sure you get it up there. And compression fittings, they're really safe. They're not going to come apart real quick unless you didn't put it on properly. This one came apart. I didn't put it on properly, and tested all the others, and the others weren't coming apart. So yeah, that had a bit of a leak. The pump had a leak. I didn't explain to you why it had a leak. It had a leak because of the stop fittings weren't tightened properly. So when you do buy a pump with stop fittings, a pump mod, because I did buy the mod kit and the mod top, so I should say mod top. Make sure you tighten the stop fittings. Make sure you tighten them, because they do tend to be loose when you get them in the mail. With the mod top, if you are getting it in the mail, if you're buying it from the shop, then tighten it as well. Here we have my quick disconnect, and that's looking awesome. The rig's looking really good at the moment. All I have to do now is, you know, drain it and then get some coolant in there and do the lighting and do the what else am I doing? The lighting. I have to put the Bit Phoenix fan in the back. I have to do a couple of overviews of the products. But yeah, here's my power supply down here, and that's just sitting there, just sucking in dust. I'll give you a better look of my reservoir. There's my two GTX 580s. There's the SLI bridge. That's looking alright. I think when the coolant comes in and the lights come in, it will look even better. There's my Ripjaws RAM from G-Skill. There's my Apple G HD block right there. That's looking really nice. The compression fittings, one thing about the compression fittings is that if your hands are like, you know, I was putting thermal compound on the CPU, and then I didn't notice that there was a bit of thermal compound left on my fingers, so then I tightened the compression fittings, and they tend to stain, and they do tend to scratch really easy. And when you got compression fittings and you've just got the normal ones, make sure you screw the base on separate to the ring. The little thing that spins to tighten the tubing. Make sure you take that off first. Then you get the base of the compression fitting and you tighten it onto your thread, and then put the compression fitting in the tube around the tube on the outside, and then put the tube on the compression fitting so that you don't squeeze the compression fitting while you're turning it and putting it in the thread, and the compression fitting won't open. You're gonna have to use pliers, and it scratches the compression fittings, and that's why I've used barbs down there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's because my compression fittings got stuck because I didn't take off the tightening aspect of the compression fitting, and then I had to use pliers, and they're all scratched. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in as well, because I got them open just about, I think about a couple hours ago. But yeah, here's the back. I've got to do some cable management, of course. Here's the front. Here's how the res looks so far. It's looking boss. I just pushed the table, that's why it's waving. But yeah, there's my flow meter. I think I mentioned all this stuff, but I got a kill coil in there, some silver kill coil. And as you can see, there sort of is a feature to it. I'll zoom in a bit, even though I don't like zooming in my videos. But there's sort of like a waterfall effect. I don't know if you guys are catching it, but I don't know what it is actually. Hold on just a sec. No guys, it's not a waterfall effect, it's because my reservoir is running low. I need to fill this up, so that's why it's got sort of a water hitting the top of the reservoir. I thought it was the waterfall effect that this water block claimed to have. But yeah, I have seen it. The water comes out and drips down. It looks really cool. There's my fan controller and there's my Blu-ray drive. Yeah, so that's all I can say about this part of the project right now. That's mainly all I can say. I'm just going to go over and see if I missed anything. I've talked about the pump and the leakage problem with the pump. There's still some water in there, in the gaps. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it. Still some water in there. Yeah, I think I've talked about everything, guys. I talked about the radiator, talked about the threads, talked about the compression fittings, and yeah, I think I'm going to have to leave you on this one now, guys. If you like this build log, if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, favorite, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. See ya, bye.